And this is all about the roles MPs do play. We are a constitutional democracy, and when we hand over that authority, we hold under Article 1. I mean, why does it prove to be problematic when MPs are rather pigeonholed by political party leadership in the country when they ought to be driven by the interests of the common man interests we have seen with the parliament whose tenure just ended?
I think to start off with, just before I come to you, ile mtihani kubwa sana wakati huu itakuwa ni kuona kama hivi mrengo ama hivi kauli will stand the test of time, kwa sababu wengi wao walikuja pamoja ili waweze kupata urais, waweze kupata viti vingi, kama ni bungeni ama ni county assembly ama ni pale gubernatorial. Lakini sasa tushamaliza uchaguzi. Tukishapata rais ni nani, tukishajua rais ni nani, pale kwa kuchagua cabinet, hapo ndio shida huwa inaanza. Pale kwa kugawana viti vya cabinet, hapo ndio huwa shida inaanza, kwa sababu ukiangalia kama Azimio for example iko na over 20 parties. Hivi viti wanaenda kuvigawa aje? Kwa sababu pia kuna wengine waliambiwa wakati wa nomination, wewe usisimame, wachia mwenzako kisha tutakutafutia kitu kwa serikali. Pia ukiangalia Kenya Kwanza, wengi wao waliambiwa wewe usisimame, wachia mwenzako. Wale ambao walianguka pia waliambiwa usiende kwa huu mrengo mwingine, tutakutafutia kitu kwa serikali. Kwa hivyo ni watu wangapi ambao wanaweza kutoshea hii keki kidogo ambayo tuko nayo? Wataweza kuigawa aje? That is why I said that is the real test to see whether this coalition will stand the test of time. Now, to your question, unfortunately, and I've said this before, the elected leaders will always dance to the tune of the electorates. Why I say this is because just going by the example that my colleague has said, the one who spoke before me, if you look at Nyanza, for example, ODM dominates Nyanza. And so as an elected leader, for me to survive in the political terrain, then I will have to go by what my, the party leader or the kingpin of the area would like. If you look at Central, the same. If you look at Rift Valley, the same. Whereas we need to, as electorates, we now need to say if it is, this is what we want as electorates, regardless of, whichever divide you are in, you need to ensure that you stand and represent my rights. I think there is a time when there was a critical vote last year in Senate. And we saw that there are some Senate candidates or rather Senate leaders that just decided they're not going to vote, they're not going to show up. And whereas there were rumors that some did not show up because, they had gotten money, there are rumors that some did not show up because they were, scared of, do I take a stand and represent my people, or do I take a stand and represent, what my kingpin of the area says, what my party leader says? If you look at the political parties are meant to stand for something. Some of them, are meant to be, conservatives, and then they align themselves to fiscal conservatism. Some of them are supposed to align themselves to maybe the green movement. Some of them are supposed to align themselves and fight for the rights of people in the, labor areas. And so if we find ourselves in a situation where you are a political party, you have an ideology, you don't represent this ideology, then that is where our problems begin. Because whenever there is a crucial vote that needs to be done, you find that we are not looking at what our ideology is. We're not looking at the manifesto that we did says. We are looking at what will make us popular. And so those are some of the reasons as to why these elected leaders rarely go and represent the electorate as they should. Most of the time when they do, it is based on PR, because as an electorate, I'm not going to ask you when you come to the campaign trail, how many policies did you push? How many bills did you sponsor? How many times did you speak against an ill in parliament? We don't ask that. We always want to know, the quick fixes that you're going to tell me. And so the elected leaders will always tell us what we want to hear as electorates. So bulk of this responsibility, again, I throw it back to us as electorates, because we are the ones who dictate the terms, or we should be the ones to dictate the terms, and that's not what has been happening.
Yeah,